Hello everyone, welcome to this video on what's new in Bold Reports 3.1.31. You can also read about what's new on the release notes and blog page of the Bold Reports website. I have provided the release notes and blog link in the video description for your convenience. One of the major changes in Enterprise Reporting Report Server version 3.1.31 is that we have migrated our report server code from ASP.NET MVC to ASP.NET Core. As a result of migrating to ASP.NET Core, you can now install the report server on any operating system, even open-source operating systems like Linux and Mac OS. You can download the report server for Linux from the Accounts page. By clicking the Download button, you can download the report server. We have improved the installation of Bold Reports embedded reporting by providing options to unlock the setup by using an offline key. If the user unlocks the setup using an offline key, then their system does not need to connect to the internet. If you don't have the setup unlock key, you can download it by clicking here. You will be redirected to the embedded reporting page. I expand the subscriptions section. Then I click Get Unlock Key File. A file will be downloaded with file extension .lic. To unlock the setup, I upload the downloaded .lic file. And I enable the I agree to the license terms and conditions checkbox. And then I click the Next button. We have also improved the installation of Bold Reports Enterprise Reporting by providing options to add Phantom.js WebKit and client libraries. Phantom.js is an additional executable, which is used to export the data visualization report. Using the Consent to Deploy Client Libraries dialog, we can install the necessary libraries to connect Oracle, PostgreSQL, and MySQL. We have included two new data connectors in the Report Designer and shared data source that can be used to communicate with databases to retrieve data. A database connector is a plugin that connects an application to any database the user wants to retrieve data from. To view the list of data connectors available in the Report Designer, click the data icon in the configuration panel. Then click the New Data button. The new data connectors in Bold Reports version 3.1.31 are MariaDB and SingleStore, formerly known as MemSQL databases. MariaDB is a relational database management system that stores data in various tables. It is used to interpret SQL queries and operations in manipulating or sourcing data from tables. With the MariaDB data connector, you can create a MariaDB data source and use it in a report. SingleStore stores data in memory, and it maintains a copy of the data on the disk, making it very fast. With the new SingleStore data connector, you can create a SingleStore data source and use it in a report. In the previous versions of Bold Reports Report Server, you could create a shared data source from SQL Server data only. In version 3.1.31, Report Server provides an option to create a shared data source with the data connectors available in the Report Designer. To view the list of data connectors in the Reports page, click Data Sources in the left navigation bar. Then click Create Data Source in the top panel. You will be redirected to the Select Connector page. In this page, you will see the list of data connectors available for creating a shared data source. Just select the data connector you want to use for a shared data source and dataset. Next, let's see the features we have added in the Report Viewer. We have provided support to log execution information about the reports that are viewed and exported using Report Viewer in the iReport controller interface. The execution log contains information about the execution of reports on the server or on multiple servers. By using this execution log, we can find out how often a report is requested, what output formats are used the most, and how long report processing, dataset query execution, and data processing take. To demo this feature, I am going to use a report viewer control that is already integrated in an ASP.NET MVC application. In the report viewer controller, I am going to add the bold reports processing namespace. Inherit the execution logger. And add the update execution log method. If I run the ASP.NET MVC application, a text file will be generated in the app_data folder. In the text file, you get lots of detailed information, including the start and end times of the report rendering, time taken to process the report, time taken to retrieve the data, row count, path of the report, user identifier, current execution ID of the report, rendering format, current report action, and the size of the rendered or exported report in bytes. Another feature added to the report viewer is the document map. A document map provides navigational links to the report items rendered in the report viewer. When you view a report that includes a document map in the report viewer, a separate pane will be displayed next to the report. You can click the links in this pane to navigate to the report page that features the selected item. To demonstrate the document map property, I am going to open the customer support analysis in the report designer. Click the report item to which you want to assign the document map property. You'll find the property under the miscellaneous category. In the document map property, enter a name for the document map. For this example, I give it the name Total Tickets. Similarly, I set the document map property for top 5 satisfied customers. To preview the report, click the Preview button. In the report viewer, the Customer Support Analysis report will be rendered. You will see the document map section is added in the report. By clicking the top 5 satisfied customers in the document map, you will be navigated to the top 5 satisfied customers section in the report. Similarly, you can navigate to the Total Tickets section in the report by clicking the Total Tickets in the document map. Another feature we've added to the report viewer is maintaining header visibility while scrolling through the report. This feature prevents row and column labels from scrolling out of view after rendering a report. It also allows freezing the row or column headings. To demonstrate the fixed data property, I am going to open the grouping aggregate report in the report designer. Select the table report item. To freeze the header row, click the icon next to the column groups. And then click Advanced in the drop-down list. Click the static member that you want to remain visible while scrolling. For this demo, I click Static in the row group. The Tablix member properties will be displayed in the Properties panel. In the panel, under the Miscellaneous category, set the Fixed Data property to True. To preview the report, click the Preview button. If you scroll the report, the header row will be fixed the entire time. Now let's cover another new feature in the report viewer, the Dependent Parameter Loading Indicator. In some reports, there are parameter values that depend on other parameter values. These parameters are called cascading parameters. I have provided a link to another video on creating a cascading parameter report in this video's description for your convenience. To show off this new loading indicator, I open the product line sales report in the report viewer control. Here, the subcategory parameter value depends on the category parameter value. When I change the category parameter value, you will see the loading indicator in the subcategory. You can select the subcategory parameter value and then click View Report. The report will be loaded. Let's look at a new feature added to the exporting support in the report viewer. In previous versions of the ASP.NET Core Report Viewer control, PowerPoint, and HTML exporting were not supported for reports. In Bold Reports version 3.1.31, we have added support for this. To export a report to PowerPoint or HTML, open the report in the ASP.NET Core Report Viewer control. In the Report Viewer, click the Export icon. You will find the PowerPoint and HTML options displayed in the drop-down list. Choose HTML, and the report will be exported in the HTML format. If you open the downloaded HTML file, you will see the report is exported to HTML format. Similarly, you can export the report in PowerPoint format. If you open the downloaded file, you will see the report is exported to PowerPoint format. Let's see some of the features added in the Report Designer. In the Chart Report item, we have provided a property to set the interval for category and value axes. The axis intervals property on the value axis provides a consistent measurement of the data points in the chart report item. Not assigning an axis interval on the category axis will result in categories without axis marks. The axis interval property also allows you to define the number of intervals you want in the category and value axes. Let's see how to set the axis interval property for the value axis. I have already created a dataset, added the chart report item, and bound data to the chart report item. In the chart, you will see the difference between each value in the value axis is $10,000. To set the interval and interval type for the value axis, I click the property icon in the configuration panel. Then I expand the value axis property category. Under the value axis category, you will find the interval and interval type. In the interval property, I set the value as 15,000. And I set the interval type as number. Click the Preview button. You will see the difference between each value in the interval is now $15,000. Similarly, you can change the values in the category axis. Another feature we've added in the chart report item is the ability to set custom attributes for series. Custom properties can be used to set the values for additional properties of report items or an entire report that are not available in the Properties pane. We can set custom attribute properties for all chart categories to format a chart in a few simple steps. We can change things like the default border style, palette, and drawing style to enhance the visibility of the chart and its animations. Let's see an example. I have already created a dataset, added the chart report item, and bound data to the chart report item. To set the custom attribute, I click the property icon in the configuration panel. Then I expand the Basic Settings property category. In the Basic Settings category, you will see the Custom Attribute option. Click the Custom Attribute button. The Custom Attribute dialog will open. In the Custom Attribute dialog, I am going to add the point width and drawing style properties. To add these custom attributes, click the Add button at the top of the dialog. You will see two fields have been added for entering the key and the value. In the name text box, I enter the value point width. In the value text box, I enter the value 0.1. Then I click the Add button to enter the drawing style property. In the key text box, I type drawing style. In the value text box, I type the value bar. Click the OK button. Click the Preview button. In the preview, you will see the width of each bar is 0.1. You can also change the bars to cylinders in the chart. To do this, click the property icon in the configuration pane. Click the Custom Property button under the Basic Settings category. Increase the point width value from 0.1 to 0.6. And change the drawing style property from bar to cylinder. Click the OK button. Click the Preview button. Now you will see the chart bars are changed to cylinders, and the width of each cylinder is 0.6. Another feature we have provided in the Report Designer is Lookup and LookupSet Expressions. Expressions are built-in functions used to customize values in reports. First, let's see about the lookup expression. We can use the lookup expression to retrieve a value from the specified dataset for a name-value pair where there is a one-to-one relationship. The general structure of the lookup expression is as follows. In this expression, source expression is an expression that specifies the name or key to look up. Destination expression is an expression that specifies the name or key to match. It is compared with each row in the dataset. Result expression is an expression that specifies the value to retrieve from the dataset. Dataset specifies the name of a dataset added in the report. Consider an example where the user wants the name of the product by comparing the product ID with the ID from the product table. In this case, the user can use the lookup expression. I have provided an example of such an expression. Here, product ID is one field name, and ID is another field name. The values in the name field will be returned if the product ID field value and the ID value match. Product refers to the table name. Now let's cover the LookupSet expression. The LookupSet function is used for a one-to-many relationship between two datasets. The general structure of the LookupSet is as follows. In this expression, source expression is an expression that specifies the name or key to look up. Destination expression is an expression that specifies the name or key to match, and it is compared with each row in the dataset. Result expression is an expression that specifies the value to retrieve from the dataset. Dataset specifies the name of a dataset added in the report. Consider an example where the user wants the name of a store if the territory group ID and the ID matches. In this case, the user can use the LookupSet expression. I have provided an example of such an expression. Here, territory group ID is the source expression value. ID is the destination expression value. Store name is the return expression value. And stores is the dataset name. One of the major differences between the lookup and LookupSet functions is that the lookup function performs the comparison against separate datasets in which the fields are in a one-to-one relationship. The LookupSet function compares values in separate datasets where the field values are in a one-to-many relationship. Now let's look at some general improvements that apply across embedded reporting products. The Report Print option is now available in the Blazor Report Viewer mobile view. When the report path is set to empty, the Report Viewer control will properly reset and display an empty report. In the ENGB culture, the default parameter value is properly processed. The Report Viewer Print option is displayed on all devices, and the text content is displayed without any overlapping. Some of the improvements to the Tablix report item include the following. Tablix columns render properly based on dynamic visibility expressions. Bottom borders on tables are displayed properly while viewing and exporting a report. When the table has no data value, an empty table is rendered. Inside a table, the toggle and sorting actions work properly. Some of the improvements to the chart report item include the following. Intervals in the donut, column, and radar charts have been improved. Chart axis labels for the date-time format render properly. Improved rendering in chart axis labels with 1000 separator formats. Stacked column charts can be rendered with proper series values and legends. Some of the improvements to the page setup options include the following. While refreshing the report, additional pages are not added. Values in the page setup dialog are properly updated while refreshing the report. The page setup dialog is properly displayed relative to the control in all browsers. The report content margins are applied properly in printed documents. Let's see some of the improvements that are included in the report writer control. Reports with document maps can be exported to PDF and Excel for easy page navigation. Data cell value formatting is improved and applied in Excel documents. Reports can be exported as PowerPoint presentations in the UWP report writer. In this video, we have discussed and demonstrated many of the new features that are included in Bold Reports version 3.1.31. Stay tuned to this channel for our upcoming videos on Bold Reports. Don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.